Hi everyone, this is the OMAD Dad. Welcome back to my YouTube channel, a channel dedicated to living the OMAD lifestyle or eating just one meal a day. Today I would like to read an excerpt from the book The Longevity Paradox by Dr. Stephen Gundry. I will be doing a complete review of this book and its companion book, The Plant Paradox, in an upcoming video. But for now I wanted to talk about why everyone must include fasting in their daily lives if they are eager to live long. Dr. Gundry does an amazing job describing what happens while we fast and why it's essential if we want to increase our lifespan and live functionally in our later years. He starts off this particular chapter with a discussion about autophagy, and I quote, "Autophagy is your cell's recycling program, the process by which they get rid of weak or dysfunctional cells to make it stronger overall. Autophagy is a natural process that is triggered by compounds in certain foods. It also happens when you stress your cells temporarily. When they get the signal that tough times are ahead, your cells develop an only the strong survive mentality and toughen up to help you and them endure the impending challenge. When the cells lining your gut go through this process, the gut barrier is actually reinforced so that fewer invaders are able to make it to the other side. The result is less inflammation, disease, and a longer life. In 2018, the results of a 10-year study in France offered the first conclusive proof that calorie restriction extends the lives of primates, in this case lemurs, that share many physiological similarities with humans." The link to the study is listed in the back of the book. In the study, the lifespan of the calorie-restricted lemurs increased by almost 50%, and they had motor abilities and cognitive performance as much younger animals, without suffering from other common diseases associated with aging, such as cancer or diabetes. This works because one of the first things to happen when you restrict calories is that you dramatically decrease bacterial growth and reproduction. If you give your bugs less to eat, they make fewer offspring. A second bonus of eating less is that if you aren't eating as many foods that contain lectins. This decreases the amount of bacteria and lectins that cross the gut wall and automatically reduces inflammation. The cells lining your gut produce mucus. In short, your gut buddies will never actually starve during a fast because even when you restrict calories and eating windows, they can happily live off of that mucus. The mucus is needed to protect your gut wall, but when the gut bugs eat it, they send a signal to your enterocytes to produce more mucus. The more mucus you have, the thicker your wall of protection from invaders. The breakdown of your gut border unleashes mischief and is a main cause of aging. Your cells also respond to caloric restriction by becoming more efficient at producing energy. They do this by producing more mitochondria in a process called mitogenesis. Simply put, the more mitochondria that you have, the more energy you have, and the more efficiently your cells function. Furthermore, we know from mouse studies that when mice fast for 24 hours, their cells begin to use fat for fuel, a process called ketosis, which signal a regenerating of stem cells. Stem cells are considered the holy grail of longevity because they have the potential to become pretty much any kind of cell when they divide and multiply. Your gut buddies evolved to endure cycles of growth and regression. That's because we, their host organisms, evolved to eat in tune with the seasons, to consume different foods in different quantities at different times of the year. Eating seasonally is more than just a culinary trend, it's embedded in our DNA. In fact, when a large group of researchers from California, London, and Canada worked together to study one of the few remaining hunter-gatherer populations in the world, the Hadza tribe of Tanzania, they found striking differences in their gut microbiomes among seasons and a cyclical configuration. Specific types of bacteria grew and flourished in their gut based on which foods were available to them. The researchers compared this to people living in a modern urban setting who had access to any type of food they wanted any time of the year. They had no such variability in the gut buddies among seasons. The microbiomes of chimpanzees and gorillas, too, fluctuate with seasonal rainfall patterns and diet, changing markedly from the dry summer period, when there are plenty of fruits in season, to the rest of the year, when they eat a more fiber-rich diet of leaves and bark. Indeed, all great apes gain weight only during fruit season, and they don't have 747s transporting fruit from Chile in February. We are meant to live in sync with seasonal shifts. Spring and summer are periods of growth and reproduction, and thus call for a higher energy intake, while fall and winter are times of regression and retrenchment, and thus call for a lower energy intake. But in our modern society, we live in a 365-day growth cycle with abundant calories of all kinds and no natural opportunity to reset. As a result, our population of gut buddies stays relatively the same all year long. The truth is that humans are really good at fasting, or at least limiting food intake. It's what has allowed us to endure periods of famine or traveling immense distances in search of food. During times of food scarcity, our mitochondria rev up as our entire immune system hunkers down and kills off any cells that are odd, inefficient, dysfunctional, or weak. Your body is designed to be part of a beautifully orchestrated dance between periods of sleep and wakefulness, eating and fasting. By prolonging the period between waking and eating, in other words, extending the fast before breaking it with our morning meal, we can extend our health span by continuing to activate our all-important survival genes. The best overall strategy is to feed your gut buddies the foods they love, which will help them create compounds that support your mitochondria, tricking your body into thinking you're fasting so it will prune your gut buddy population and all of your cells down to the strongest ones, and thickening your protective gut lining and mucosal lining to keep invaders out. So as you can see with this elegant description that Dr. Gundry has outlined in his latest book, there's a lot more going on in the body when we fast than just trimming down and losing weight. We are making our bodies run more efficiently by ridding it of the old broken down parts and upgrading our very makeup at the cellular level. Yes, weight loss and maintaining a healthy BMI is important, as we know that doing so can aid in protecting us against many of the diseases of our modern era. But fasting is the process that will get us there and keep us there. We can't live forever, but we can significantly increase our lifespans and quality of life by making fasting a regular part of our daily rituals. This is why it is essential that we fast and limit our daily food intake and not be taken in by all of the food marketing campaigns to constantly eat all day. That's all for this video today. I hope it was helpful and inspired you to continue with your OMAD practice or to join the movement and incorporate fasting into your life. I hope you have a great week, a very happy OMAD, and be well.